A very good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the PBC YouTube page. I'm Ray Flores. We are here in the fighting capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. As you will see, Luis King Kong Ortiz, the heavyweight contender, work out here in Las Vegas. Also, you will see super bantamweight contender, the undefeated Ra'eese Aleem, step inside the ring and work out. Both men with respective matchups. For Luis Ortiz, his assignment on Sunday, September 4th on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view will be none other than the former unified heavyweight champion of the world, Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. It all comes away from Crypto.com Arena in downtown Los Angeles. Tickets are available, AXS.com. It is presented by Premier Boxing Champions and promoted by TGB Promotions. Also, Ra'eese Aleem will take on Mike Plania in a matchup in the super bantamweight division, a collision between two top 10 122-pounders. That will encompass two of what we have a dynamic night of boxing. We will start off on FS1 with Ra'eese Aleem taking on Mike Plania. That'll be at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time. Then we'll transition to Fox, where we have a matchup between two unbeaten super welterweights, as Joey Spencer will square off against Kevin Salgado. Then we transition to pay-per-view. To begin the pay-per-view, we have the rising lightweight sensation, Jose Valenzuela, who looks to remain undefeated as he takes on the former world champion, Jezreel Corrales. Then the return of the 3-division world champion, Abner Mares, returns to the ring for the first time in 4.5 years. He'll take on Miguel Flores, no relation to me. The co-main event will be Isaac Cruz in the lightweight division. He's been making a ton of noise. He will be in action as well. You do not want to miss that. His adversary that very evening will be Eduardo Ramirez, going to be a battle, and then that takes us to our main event in the heavyweight division between Andy Ruiz and Luis King Kong Ortiz. And I believe we are joined alongside by Ra'eese Aleem, who's getting ready to work out. It is great to see Ra'eese Aleem, who's training here in Las Vegas. He looks like he's already prepared and ready to go if he needed to fight today or tomorrow. Ra'eese, as we are 2.5 weeks away from your matchup against Mike Plania, you're ranked top 10 in the world at 122. So is he. What are your thoughts going into this major fight for you? You're an interim champion before, but now that's been dispelled. So now you have to work your way up again in the contender ranks. But top 10 ranking, taking on Mike Plania, big fight for you.
Oh, huge fight. I'm excited. It's going to be very electric, fighting on a huge card. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity. The fight itself is going to be electric. I'm fighting for the #1 spot again. I can't wait, and I'm going to put on the show. I just want to go out there and be the best version of myself and make it all happen. I got the vision for it. I've grinded for it, and everything's coming together. We're ready for fight time.
He's won 11 straight. Do you like the fact that he has momentum in? He's 25 years of age. He says that he's following the footsteps of his hero, Manny Pacquiao. He's of Filipino descent, that you're going to be taking on the best version of Mike Plania possible?
That's great. I wouldn't want it any other way. I want to fight all the top fighters. All the top fighters in my division. I want to be a world champion. That is my ultimate goal. And in order to get there, you have to fight the top guys. So the fact that he's won 11 straight, he has a great momentum going. I have a lot of momentum going. It makes for an exciting fight.
For those who are barely new to Ra'eese Aleem or are going to get their first real glimpse of you, what stands out to me is your performance against Vic Pasillas. He came in undefeated. You looked amazing. But for those that have barely gotten a sample size, when they watch you on Sunday, September 4th on FS1 against Mike Plania, what can the fans expect out of Ra'eese Aleem?
Oh, man, I'm an excited fighter. I throw punches and bunches. I come forward. I don't hold. I don't run. I'm ready to fight, So it's going to be an excited fight. He says he wants to go toe-to-toe, So it's going to be a great fight for the fans, a great fight for boxing, and I'm extremely excited.
Are you the mindset? Look, this is a loaded card. I just ran down the card from top to bottom from the TV portion. But are you the mindset that, look, I want to steal the show. I want people to be talking about me on Labor Day, the day after our fight?
Oh, yeah, this has the potential to be the fight of the night. I believe it will be. He'll be at his best, bringing his A game. I'll be at my best, bringing my A game. I believe this will be fight of the night. This is a fight everybody should tune in for. I really can't wait. It's countdown mode, and everything is clicking, and it's going to be on.
Absolutely, and you get Ra'eese Aleem's fight for free on FS1. We'll allow him to work out, and Ra'eese, we'll talk to you after your workout. Ra'eese Aleem, ladies and gentlemen, you will watch him work out now here in Las Vegas as he prepares for his showdown against Mike Plania coming up on Sunday, September 4th, a special holiday edition of PBC on Fox, FS1, and also on Fox Sports pay-per-view.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Good body work.
Again, you are watching the Ra'eese Aleem's workout here in Las Vegas on the PBC YouTube page. Ra'eese Aleem and Mike Plania will begin the big night of Labor Day boxing on Sunday, September 4th, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time. Ra'eese Aleem takes on Mike Plania in a matchup between two top 10 super bantamweights. Huge ramifications in this particular fight with both hungry contenders. Aleem undefeated, Mike Plania in the midst of an 11-fight win streak. And the winner will likely set themselves up in line for a title shot down the line. Also still to come, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see Luis King Kong Ortiz work out. Luis Ortiz will battle Andy Ruiz in the main event on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view Sunday, September 4th from Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. Back to Ra'eese Aleem's workout ahead of his matchup against Mike Plania.
Jab. Jab. Double up. Jab right. Double come on. 2 roll. Jab. 1, 2 catch. 1, 2 catch. Jab. Double up. 1. Jab. Jab. Straight. Double up. 2. 1. Jab. Jab. Double it up. Good. Hook up top. Step in. Body shot. Then roll under. 1. 1. 2. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. Pop. Drop. Pop. Pop. Pop, pop. Where we at, Mom? Jab up. Jab up straight. Dick. Dick. On top. 1. Stay. 1. Jab up top, straight to the body. The feint. Good. Touch. Side to side. Jab. Left hook after that, turn out. Walk. 2. Walk. Double up. Walk. Dig. 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 Hop up. Oh. And up right. Slip. Right hand. Slip. Slip the right hand, left foot. Double. Where we at? Is it 3 minutes? Yeah. All right, let's flow. That was 2 catches. Turn. Up. Roll in. 3 catches. Step up top. Measure. Pull. Slip. Roll. Turn out. 2, 3, 2. Right look. Shoulder catch. Catch jump across. Lower rope. Turn again. Double it up. Body shot. Body shot over there. Measure. Measure 3 times. Shoulder. Left hook. And this 2K. Turn again. 2K2. Big body shot. Big body shot. Oh yeah. Touch one. Hook it. Touch one. Start with the 3 slips. Pull. Slip the right hand. Slip the jab. 4 catches. Slip the right hand. Turn out. 2 again. Double. Stop. Keep it going. Keep it going. Come to me. Long arms. Scoot back. Long arms. You punch. There you go. Come on. Cardio. Come on. Switch it up. Let me know when you're 30, Mom. You got it. Move with me. Feet first. Come on, move with me. There you go. Back straight. 30 seconds. Okay. Dig. Hips. Dig. Harder. There you go. Come on. Keep digging. Come on. Touch. Come on. Hip. Come on. Let's go. Come on. 10 seconds. Come on. 10. Come on. Move with me. Come on. Time.
Once again, you're watching Ra'eese Aleem's workout here in Las Vegas ahead of his collision against Mike Plania coming up on Sunday, September 4th, live on FS1. It'll be on at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time. That is a prelude to the Fox portion with Joey Spencer, Kevin Salgado in our main event, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. Then we transition to the pay-per-view in our main event. Luis King Kong Ortiz, who will be working out in a few moments. He takes on Andy Ruiz, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time on Sunday, September 4th on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. Ra'eese Aleem and Mike Plania matching up.
Yeah, we're just going to do interviews.
So we're going to go ahead and speak with Ra'eese Aleem one more time and kind of dive into further detail about his thoughts on the division and also just some specifics on Mike Plania. Ra'eese, I see you doing a lot of different things. You like to mix it up on the inside. I feel like there are times where just because of the kind of fighter you are, that you love to engage in combat, that you like to fight on the inside, even though in theory you're a very good boxer and could probably fight safe on the outside. Do you like to make it an inside action-packed fight for the fans to be exciting for them?
Yeah, I love to make it an action fight. It's just the beast in me, you know. It's like it doesn't matter if I'm up on all the scorecards in the 12th round. I'm going after the guy. I'm trying to get him out of there. You know, so sometimes it's just I don't have to take that chance. I need to fight a very smart fight against this fighter, but I definitely want to fight on the inside for sure.
You are 19-0, but you're 32 years of age. Do you feel like you are a young veteran in the sport because you haven't taken much damage? Typically, when we get to like 130 to below, you know, when you get into your 30s, that's considered a bit older in regards to the division, but you have not taken any damage that I have seen, and you look fresh as you were when you were 26, 27 years of age.
Yeah, you know, just the fact that I haven't been in a lot of wars, pays dividend, you know. It's and then I also take care of my body, you know. I'm not drinking every night, I'm not partying every night, you know. So I'm doing what champions have to do to be the best they can be. And because I haven't taken out a lot of wars, I also missed out a lot of time in the ring, you know. Inadvertently, I've missed 4.5 years without a fight. I stayed in the gym, but that also kept me out of wars, you know. So but I still feel like I'm in my prime. I'm the best I've ever been. I'm still getting better and better. You never stop learning in this sport. So the best is still yet to come.
What will it mean for you to make that ring walk at Crypto.com Arena, formerly known as the Staples Center in Los Angeles? There are arenas in this building that have, or in our country, that have a lot of history when it comes to boxing. You think of the East Coast Barclays Center, MSG. When it comes to Los Angeles, you think of the War Grounds in Carson, you know, Dignity Health Sports Park, but also here, Crypto.com Arena, Staples Center. What's it like for you fighting in this venue?
It's kind of surreal, you know, especially fighting on a stacked card. It's surreal coming from where I come from, small town Muskegon, Michigan, and doing it by myself, moving to Vegas with no direction, just following my heart, believing in myself, and to be in this moment, to be sitting here talking to you, to fighting at the Staples Center Crypto Arena. It's surreal. It's great. It just means never stop following your dreams. They can come true as long as you put in the work. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And I'm looking to get my first win at the Crypto Arena.
Let's talk about the rest of the division. Assuming you get your hand raised on Sunday, September 4th against Mike Plania, live on FS1, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time, Ra'eese Aleem in action. But let's talk about Stephen Fulton and Ahmed Aleem. You know, where do you think you fit in regarding those two guys? Do you feel like it is this victory and then a title shot? Have you heard anything? What's your mindset?
Well, I haven't really heard anything. I just know I'm fighting for the #1 spot, and that's exactly what I want to do. I need to be the mandatory, you know, the #1 ranked contender, and I need the WO to mandate that fight. That's the situation Ra'eese Aleem is trying to put himself in, so that way nobody can duck and dodge. And I'm not saying anybody is or has, but it seems to have happened time and time again. So, you know, there are no excuses. After I get this win, I want the world title shot, whether that's against Stephen Fulton. I believe I'll be the WBO #1 ranked contender. So I first have my sights set on him, and then Ahmed Aleem to unify is the ultimate goal.
What separates Ra'eese Aleem from the rest of the fighters within the super bantamweight division at 122?
My opinion is no matter what task is put in front of me, no matter the situation, I truly believe in myself. I truly believe that I can beat these guys. I truly believe that I will find a way to win no matter what goes on. Like, I put in the work. I've done 2-a-days. I've done 3-a-days. I've sacrificed. You know, I know what the struggle is. I know what real pain is. And then I'm not saying that these other guys don't, but I can only speak for myself. I truly believe that I can win and I can do this.
Where do you get this poise about you from? Because, you know, they talk about it. Floyd Mayweather was notorious for this saying, when you fight at this level, this pay-per-view level, this level where the world will be watching on Sunday, September 4th, that the nerves, the media obligations, doing this stuff, the lights, they're brighter than they ever have been. I feel like you relish it, you thrive in it, you enjoy it. This is like your ability to be able to display to the world your talent.
Yeah, it's my opportunity to earn a lot of new fans, a lot of people who's never seen Ra'eese Aleem fight. This is their chance. This is my chance to show up and show out and show them who I am. It's great. You know, this is the stage every fighter should strive to fight on. You know, this is the ultimate goal. You want to fight on the big stage. You want to fight under the big lights. To be able to be a part of Showtime, PBC, fighting on Fox is absolutely amazing. I'm extremely grateful. So there's no nerves. It's just this is part of the game. You know, you can either adapt and go with it, or you can fold and get knocked out and be on the shelf. So
in a perfect world, how does this fight end on Sunday, September 4th?
Ra'eese Aleem goes out there. He's the best version of himself. He not only wins, he dominates, and he stops his opponent.
So when you talk about the best version of yourself, and this is my final question, what is the best version of Ra'eese Aleem? Because I don't think we've seen it just yet.
No, we haven't. You know, I go into every fight extremely mentally focused, you know, but there has been times to where I absolutely killed myself to make weight, you know. So this time around, I'm in a great place mentally. I'm in a great place physically. I'm not struggling to make weight. Everything has been clicking. You know, there's been adversity in camp as always. You know, there's ups and downs. But I'm going to be the best version of myself. I believe that.
When you talk about adversity in camp, what do you mean? I mean, do you want to just shed a little bit of light on that?
I mean, you know, it could just be, you know, something mentally going on. You know, it could be an injury, you know, or a nagging pain, you know. So it's just sometimes you just have to find a way. You know, it's like you may not like the option you have to do because you have an injury. Maybe you have to stop sparring, or maybe you need harder sparring. It's just really just finding a way, and that's what camp is all about. Camp is grueling sometimes, you know. It's extremely hard. Like, I've personally done 3-a-days. It's
3-a-days?
Yeah, 3-a-day work.
I can't even do 2-a-days.
It's crazy, you know, but that's what us fighters have to do sometime to get to the top, to be the best version of ourselves.
I almost feel like fighters, when you go through a proper training camp, you don't go into a fight 100%. That's what fighters say, but I almost feel like every top-level prize fighter doesn't go into a fight 100% because of what you put yourself through in training camp.
Yeah, you know, you want to time it just right. You know, you want to peak at the right times, And this fight had got canceled. I was supposed to fight June 18th. You know, it got postponed. And the same thing happened to my last fight, but it's adapting and learning. I overtrained for my last fight. The grind never stopped. I never slowed down. And, you know, I was kind of burnt out when it came time to fight. You know, so this time around, I kind of pulled it back a little bit, picked it back up. I believe I'm peaking at the right time. Like I said, everything's been clicking, and I'm extremely excited. September 4th is going to be a show.
Well, September 4th in the main event, Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz. I know we're going to see Luis Ortiz work out in a few moments, but as a fight fan, I know you're excited about that, as am I and the rest of the world. But where do you see that fight going?
Oh, I think that's going to be a great fight. You know, Ortiz, especially being older in age, he can box. You know, I think he beats Wilder had he not got stopped late, you know. And Ruiz, he desperately wants what he once had. It's going to make an electric fight. I'm leaning towards Ortiz winning that fight just by really outboxing him, and he can hit.
All right, Ra'eese Aleem, thank you so much, my friend. We appreciate it. We'll see you during Fight Week in Las Vegas.
All right, thank you.
Ra'eese Aleem joining us here, ladies and gentlemen, here on the PBC YouTube page. 2.5 weeks away until you will see Ra'eese Aleem and Mike Plania, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time, live on FS1. Let me run down the card for you one more time. Right after Ra'eese Aleem and Mike Plania go at it on FS1 at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time, flip on over to Big Fox, because at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, you will see a matchup between 2 unbeaten super welterweights as Joey Spencer matches up against Mexico's own Kevin Salgado. Then at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time, live on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view, the 4-fight card headlined by Andy the Destroyer Ruiz Jr. as he takes on Luis King Kong Ortiz, a matchup in the heavyweight division, that being a WBC heavyweight title eliminator. The co-main event will be Isaac Cruz as he goes head-to-head against Eduardo Ramirez. Before that, the return of the 3-division world champion, the Mexican Olympian Abner Mares, absent from the ring in 4.5 years. He will make that ring walk at Crypto.com Arena yet again, as his adversary will be Miguel Flores. And to begin the night, you will have Jose Valenzuela, who is making waves at 135. He looks to take another step in his career as he will take on the former world champion in Jezreel Corrales. A big night of boxing coming your way on Labor Day weekend, a special Sunday night edition of PBC on FS1, PBC on Fox, and Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. And we are just starting off. We are ending the summer with a bang. But guess what? 6 weeks later, we come back with another night of boxing in the heavyweight division. The return of the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder, as his opponent on October 15th at Barclays Center in Brooklyn will be the Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius. The co-main event, the return of Caleb Sweet Hands Plant, the former super middleweight champion of the world. He will match up against Anthony the Dog Durrell, also a former world champion. And I'll tell you what, both guys don't like each other. That one will be special. So we have a loaded couple of months as we end the summer with the bang here with Andy Ruiz and Luis King Kong Ortiz. You heard the card from top to bottom. And then October 15th, we continue with the action as we're going to have a sensational fall coming your way across a variety of our PBC network partners and platforms. And stick with us all throughout the next couple of weeks, because we're going to have plenty of press conferences, media workouts, and things alike, to where you can get to know the fighters better and watch them in their plight as they prepare for combat on Sunday, September 4th from Crypto.com Arena. Tickets are still available, but they are going quickly. AXS.com if you are in the Los Angeles area, or if you want to take a vacation out to Los Angeles. It is beautiful all year round, especially during Labor Day weekend. So join us from Crypto.com Arena on Sunday, September 4th. And also, I got to let you know, it is going to be sensational this upcoming Sunday at 2:30 Eastern Time. The Countdown Show for Ruiz and Ortiz comes your way at 2:30 Eastern Time, live on Fox. Not live, but it'll be on Fox at 2:30 Eastern Time, where we break down Andy Ruiz, Luis King Kong Ortiz from a variety of our commentators and analysts. Oh my goodness, the countdown of Ruiz and Ortiz comes your way this Sunday at 2:30 Eastern Time. We are awaiting the arrival of Luis King Kong Ortiz. We will speak with him and also talk with his esteemed trainer, Herman Caicedo, who I think is an underrated trainer in boxing. We look forward to talking with him, and also I'm hearing that potentially there might be a special guest or two, so stick around, ladies and gentlemen, as we are here in Las Vegas awaiting the workout of Luis King Kong Ortiz. It was great to talk with Ra'eese Aleem. He seems focused, determined, in a very good headspace, and he's in impeccable physical shape. Look, one thing I can tell you about Ra'eese Aleem, the kid can fight, and he's looking to make another statement in his career and crack and get to that 20-win mark. He's 19-0 right now with 12 knockouts, if I'm correct. He's looking to get to 20-0 and defeat Mike Plania. Plania, 25 years of age, from the Philippines. He really believes in himself, riding an 11-fight win streak. Both men looking to put on a quality performance to get closer to their ultimate goal of challenging for the world title. But both men have got to be able to look impressive on Sunday, September 4th, before the pay-per-view on FS1, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time. I'm going to go ahead and try to wrangle in and try to see what the status is with Luis King Kong Ortiz here in Las Vegas. We will come back in a few moments as we are getting closer to watching Luis King Kong Ortiz work out ahead of his showdown with Andy Ruiz on Sunday, September 4th on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. All right, we are back here in Las Vegas during Media Day for Luis Ortiz and Ra'eese Aleem. We are joined alongside by the trainer of Ra'eese Aleem, Bobby Mcelroy. And Bobby, we saw you holding the pads, giving instructions to Ra'eese. This is a big fight for you guys.
Yes.
Taking on a very tough and determined, as you look at your opponent, what are your thoughts on your opponent as you guys head into this matchup against Mike Plania?
Well, Mike is a mixture of our previous opponents. And the one thing people aren't really recognizing is his slickness. He's very slick, and he wants to fight. He wants to fight. He's coming forward, and he's not going to back up, really. But we're going to make him back up.
So your plan is not your plan, but you guys want to be able to see if Mike Plania can fight off his back foot.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we really don't. We follow the flow of the fight. We make our own fight. We dictate what goes on the ring. That's what ring generalship is.
Now, one thing that I asked Ra'eese, and I want to know from your perspective, because I've watched Ra'eese for many years, but I feel that there are times where he likes to fight on the inside, and he just wants to entertain the fans, and he wants to prove that he has that bravado and that he can go ahead and bang with guys that are aggressive power punchers. How do you feel about that? Does that drive you nuts? Would you rather have him stay on the outside and box, or do you not mind the fact that he wants to gamble a little bit?
I don't mind the fact that he wants to gamble. I'm born and raised from Vegas. You have to gamble smart. A lot of times he has that bravado on the inside. So you still have to be defensive responsible. So I don't have a problem with it. Just do it right. Just do it correctly.
So where do you see Ra'eese fitting into the top tier here at 122? Because there are two kingpins right now in the division. You got Ahmed Aleem and you got Stephen Fulton. So you guys right now are in the WBO. That is held by Stephen Fulton. Do you think that this victory over Mike Plania, if you're successful on Sunday, September 4th, then that'll guarantee a title shot against Fulton?
Yes, it will guarantee a title shot because we're going to send a chilling message that he is number one at 122.
A chilling message. What does that mean?
We're going to put on the show and we're going to make a big statement. You're going to have to fight us at some point. You know, we were mandatory with Agmadalia for 2 years. We had the interim belt, didn't get the fight. Then that's when we abandoned the WA. We went WO route. So now we have the NABL at the regional title, and we're fighting for number one slot. So with a magnifying performance next Saturday, they have to fight us. We will demand the fans to request it by putting on our show and let you see our hard work that we've been doing for these past couple months.
I've heard overtures from those that have been around, and I don't want to really get into sparring stories, but I've heard that the sparring has been absolutely sensational for Ra'eese Aleem. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yes, I mean, we've had some good sparring with, big names, but at the end of the day, sparring is sparring. It only matters when you're under the lights.
Okay, so do you think that might have been, do you not put too much stock into that? I'm sure you like how your man's looking?
Oh, yeah, I like how he's looking. I don't put too much stock into it because it's headgear and it's bigger gloves. It's different when you put on the horsehair and the small gloves with no shirt, but has the experience helped us? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He's sharp. He's sharp now. We've had a good camp with good partners. I won't disclose who those partners were, for strategical reasons, but he's ready.
One thing about Ra'eese Aleem that I'm very impressed by, and I even told him a few moments ago, is that I feel like the brighter the lights, the better he performs, and typically that is a measuring stick, a barometer for prize fighters.
It is. Ra'eese his main goal in boxing, besides his own goals, is to entertain the people, because without the people, without the fans, there are no boxers. And sometimes I have to pull them back because I'm like, bro, hold on. You have to be smart first. I know you want to put on the show so people can request you and demand you, but we got to do it smart. So when the lights get brighter, he shines brighter.
And fighting at Crypto.com Arena in downtown Los Angeles, a venue that has been the home to pretty much anybody and everybody that is a top-level prize fighter over the past 20 years. What does that mean to Ra'eese and your entire team?
It means a lot. We've been working hard for 5 years. I've been Ra'eese's trainer for 5 years. We're an unorthodox couple. He's older than me, and it's just a great goal because we spent 2 fights in the bubble with no fans. We only had 2 fights with fans, against Lopez and then against Baez for our homecoming. But to be at the Staples Center for me means a lot because I'm a Lakers fan and I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. So to share that same arena where the Mamba once played is going to be something great. And I know Ra'eese is going to put on the show. We're going to steal the whole show.
You're going to steal the whole show.
Not just the free show. We're going to steal the whole show.
So you are of the mindset that on Monday, on Labor Day, when people are talking about how exciting this pay-per-view was, how exciting the preview fights were on Fox and FS1, you guys being the FS1 portion, that people will be talking about that Ra'eese Aleem and Mike Plania stole the show.
Yes, because Ra'eese and Mike are 2 great dance partners, but I'm sorry, Mike, we dance better.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, Bobby. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing Ra'eese Aleem inside the ring against Mike Plania on Sunday, September 4th.
See you Sunday. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Bobby Mcelroy, the trainer of Ra'eese Aleem, joining us. We continue to inch closer to the media workout with Luis King Kong Ortiz. Great to get some insight into the mindset of Bobby Mcelroy, and very interesting with his knowledge and talking with him over the past several years. You would never guess that Ra'eese Aleem is older than him. But you know what thing I love to see in boxing is I love to see younger guys, whether it be trainers and fighters or anybody, media members, commentators, get their opportunity to shine in this great sport. I think that is imperative for the overall well-being of our sport. And it's great to see younger trainers like Bobby Mcelroy get a high-profile assignment, and he's been with Ra'eese Aleem for 5 years. To watch them grow together, I think, is fantastic, and I am very much looking forward to Ra'eese Aleem and Mike Plania matching up. And here's the thing, that's the first fight of the night that you can watch at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, live on Fox. Joey Spencer, Kevin Salgado, then the loaded pay-per-view card as we are awaiting Luis King Kong Ortiz, his media workout, 33-2, 28 wins coming by way of knockout. 43 years of age from Camagüey, Cuba, who has been at the top tier of the heavyweight division for many years, and he's looking for the biggest win of his professional career here on Sunday, September 4th against Andy Ruiz. As I mentioned, the countdown show for Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz comes your way this Sunday live on Fox at 2:30 Eastern Time. Do not miss it. A great comprehensive breakdown of what you can anticipate on Sunday, September 4th. And speaking of anticipation, we are anticipating the workout of Luis King Kong Ortiz. I will talk with him and get his thoughts on his impending matchup against Andy Ruiz. We will come back in a few short moments and talk with King Kong and also his trainer, Herman Caicedo. Well, we are back here in Las Vegas. We are getting ready to watch Luis King Kong Ortiz work out ahead of his pay-per-view showdown on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view Sunday, September 4th, Crypto.com Arena, alongside Luis Ortiz, the top heavyweight contender for many years, Martin Bater, the translator and PR extraordinaire as well. Luis, 2.5 weeks away until you take on Andy Ruiz. How excited are you for this huge matchup with major ramifications in the heavyweight division?
Luis, faltan poco más de 2 semanas para una gran pelea con mucho en juego. ¿Cómo te sentís?
No, me siento bien. Mentalmente, físicamente me siento bien para esta pelea y nada, espero el día 4 con ansia.
I feel so good, both physically and mentally. I am eagerly awaiting the day of the fight because you're not going to want to miss it.
Do you think that because he's been off since May of last year, you had a fight on New Year's Day where you were successful in a 6-round TKO over Charles Martin, that you being more active is going to benefit you?
¿Sentís que ahora que ya peleaste el 1 de enero, ganaste por nocaut técnico en el 6º round contra Charles Martin, ¿sentís que ahora esa actividad te va a beneficiar de cara a esta pelea?
Nah, yo nunca he parado. Yo termino una pelea y menos de una semana estoy de regreso al ring. Eso no me va a influir.
That's not going to have any influence whatsoever whether I am inside the ring or outside the ring, because after I fought Martin, I was back in the gym a week later. So I'm always active, no matter what.
A former opponent of yours, the former heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder, came out, and when they asked him about his prediction in regards to this fight, he said he thinks that you knock out Andy Ruiz. What's your response to that?
Bueno, Wilder dijo que él cree que vos vas a noquear a Andy. ¿Qué te hace pensar eso? ¿Cuál es tu respuesta a ese vaticinio de Wilder?
Nada, que es un boxeador. Yo respeto mucho a Wilder, lo respeto a él, a su familia. Sabe, él ha estado dentro del ring conmigo, sabe lo que yo traigo dentro del ring, sabe mi agresividad y aparte yo siento lo mismo. Yo voy a terminar esto por nocaut. Es lo que mi predicción es terminar el combate por nocaut. O yo lo noqueo o él me noquea, pero esa es mi predicción.
Well, look, first of all, I respect Wilder a lot. And I appreciate what he said. So in a way, what's going to happen or not, I hope that he's right because that's my intention. I want to knock him out. It's going to either be that Andy knocks me out or I knock him out, but it's not going to the judges. I can guarantee that. I'm ready for that fight, and Wilder has always been someone that I respect a lot, so hopefully he's right.
Do you think that your style could give Andy Ruiz some issues? Because there are times in fights where Andy will get clipped at least once in a fight. Not to say that he goes down all the time, but he does get hit with a big shot at least one time during the fight.
Andy tiene la tendencia de por lo menos caer a la luna una vez en cada pelea. No es que cae fácil, sino que tiene como esa tendencia de ser derribado por lo menos una vez. ¿Lo tenés estudiado a eso? ¿Qué te parece?
No, el estudio, cada campamento lleva estrategia. Y yo soy de lo que en el ring, si no te noqueo de una, empezaré a picarte por los lados.
Look, I have Andy well studied from top to bottom. And if I don't knock you out with one punch, then I'm going to just chip away at you until you can't go no more.
We're going to let you work out in a few moments, but my final question in this particular interview with you is, you're 43 years of age, yet you look in impeccable physical shape. How are you feeling physically and mentally coming into this fight?
Tenés 43 años, pero te ves impecable físicamente. ¿Cuál es tu secreto?
Entrenar. Siempre tengo que entrenar más fuerte que cuando tenía 25.
It's all about training, and then some more training. I feel better now than I did when I was 25, and that's something right there.
Well, Ra'eese Ortiz, we appreciate the time. We'll let you work out, get your hands wrapped, and we'll talk to you afterwards. Ra'eese King Kong Ortiz, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
And his English is solid as well. Ra'eese King Kong Ortiz, we appreciate the time. And ladies and gentlemen, and we will allow Ra'eese Ortiz to work out and meet and get his hands wrapped and everything else. You'll see him work out inside the ring. And ladies and gentlemen, we continue with our media workout here in Las Vegas. You never know who's going to show up here in the fighting capital of the world. And we see that the Bronze Bomber is in the house. I'm going to try to go ahead and grab a word with Deontay Wilder as he's talking with the media. And it's great to see that Deontay is back. I mean, I think it's so fitting that you have Ra'eese Ortiz inside the ring. A month and a half prior, they had two exciting matchups. Their second fight was here in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand Garden Arena back in November of 2019. And lo and behold, Ra'eese Ortiz in action at Crypto.com Arena against Andy Ruiz on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. And then Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view returns on Saturday, October 15th. We go from LA to Brooklyn at Barclays Center as the Bronze Bomber will take on the Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius. Incidentally, Deontay Wilder defeated Ra'eese Ortiz, and it is so great to see the Bronze Bomber himself. It is great to see him, man. Oh, man, he looks amazing. Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, back in action. Before we get to Ra'eese Ortiz and Andy Ruiz, the pre-sale went on today in Brooklyn at Barclays Center. A lot of people are talking about they're welcoming you back in Brooklyn. That's a venue you've had some successful moments. Your first fight against Ra'eese Ortiz, what a battle that was. Your knockout against Bermane Stiverne. Arthur Spica still hasn't woken up since the rocket that you landed on him. But now that you're back, what does it feel like? I've seen photos, Instagrams, you're in the gym, you're looking in great shape, but how's the Bronze Bomber feeling?
Man, I'm feeling amazing. Ray. It's good to see you, man. You always bring great energy, and when I see you, I can't do nothing but smile because, you know, when you're letting your little light of mine shine, you know, everybody around like start to come on and shine as well. So, you know, but I've been doing amazing, you know. It's been good to just get away a little bit, check on the kids and watch them grow a little bit more. You know, I always have my children, but it's something special when you can just like put away everything on the shelf for a minute, you know what I mean? And drink you some watermelon juice with some lime in it. It's refreshing, you know what I mean? If you drink too much, it may give you the run, so you got to be careful on how many you get. But, you know, it's just been refreshing. I've been happy. I always tell people, you know, for me, I don't dwell on money or materialistic things. It's all about my happiness and my peace. Because I can be a man that have everything in the world, but and can be miserable because I don't have my happiness and my peace. See, that right there you can't buy. And when you have your happiness and your peace, no matter what goes right or go wrong, you good either way it go. It's just life, then you just deal with it. So, but to make a long story short, man, I've been blessed, bro. The family's been blessed, and a lot has gone on in my life, you know, in a positive way. And here I am now. You know, I'm back for the second reign, more so to motivate, to inspire, you know. It was one point in time I was questioning myself, why would you come back? Coming back for what? You know what I mean? Because I did it for my daughter that was born with spinal bifida to get in there, and now I have added tremendously to the addition to the family. I have 8 children now, so you know it's been a blessing to raise them and to be able to have wheels and set things in their future for them. Not only I think about their current right now, but I think about their future as well. That what kind of father they have in their life, and it's been amazing just to watch those guys grow, to see how intelligent they are, how much they comprehend and understand what goes on in the world and that is going on in the world. So I had a meeting with them, and I got all my kids together. I said, how you feel about Daddy coming back? You know, all of them was for it, though. You know, it wasn't no surprise to me. You know, they love seeing their father in and out of the ring. They think I'm the best dad in the world, as any dad should be to their children, you know, that loves their children. You understand what I'm saying? Subliminal. That's a message. Come on, fathers. But it's amazing. But once I got my statue and I saw the people that came and came and celebrated with me, men and women, and a lot of men came and was very emotional and broke down to me and had their children and their sons to say, this is what a real king represents and look like, you know, especially from people coming all over the world come to sit. It allowed me to understand that I got a little bit more to go. I can't quit now. I can't put it on the shelf now. This is not the end yet, because I have so many people that I motivate and inspire around the world, you know.
Well, I feel like you're just a natural-born entertainer. From your ring walks that I've seen you throughout the course of your career, you love to fight. I mean, you did it to begin for your daughter, obviously, but now you have generational and 5 or 6 generational wealths that you've been able to accomplish, which you deserve. But I feel like you're a born entertainer and that you miss the sport of boxing. Is that fair to say?
You know, I'm definitely an entertainer, you know, and but I don't know if I missed the business. You know, at least back then, I was, like I said, if I missed it so, it wouldn't took this long. You know, I've accomplished so much. I've done so much. I've sacrificed my life for others' entertainment. And a lot of people don't understand what that means. They hear me when I say, but you can't relate or understand the meaning behind what that means. You know, it takes a lot for fighters, any fighters around the world, combat sport. It takes a lot, especially in this ring. It takes a lot for us to get up, go train, and get ourselves together weeks, months at a time to break our body down, then get in the ring, get hit in the head, which the head is not meant to be hit in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? So imagine, they always talk about, yeah, it's a lot of mental health, it's a lot of PTSD, a lot of stuff that fighters deal with, but you know, a lot of them want to keep that toughness about themselves, don't want to let people know or see certain things wrong with them, because we're warriors at the end of the day.
It's okay to have vulnerabilities.
You know, it's okay. And that's why I come in. I show men that it's okay to do certain things and be cool to doing it, no matter what people may feel or think about you, because we only have one life in this lifetime, you know, and we got to make the best of it. That's why I tell people to be great at what you do, because the inevitable is chasing us every day. And I want to be a person that when it's time for me, when the inevitable come for me, the world would say, that's a great man we lost. He left it all in the ring, and he did a great duty on the outside of the ring as well. Because I tell everyone, we all have greatness in us. For greatness is only determined by service. And it don't cost much to put a little bit of time of greatness in your life. No, you ain't got to be great at every little thing that you do, just a little bit of it.
Well, you're matching up against Robert Helenius in about 2 months on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view, October 15th at Barclays Center. he's not an easy opponent.
At all.
And you could have easily come back and taken an opponent of lesser opposition. But instead, people are saying, wow, Helenius, this is a very tough guy, known as the Nordic Nightmare. Defeated Adam Kovnatski twice. Why Helenius in your comeback fight?
I mean, why not? You know, in my career and even in my second reign career, you know, I always want to fight nothing but the best. I deserve it for myself, and I deserve it for the fans. And the fans deserve it from me for me to fight the best and nothing less. You know what I mean? There's so much I can say about that, as far as people fighting the best and making it. But it's just me. That's just my heart. That's just where I want to be, and I don't want to stop. I just want to continue to keep moving forward. The bronze bomb is back. You know, hope I can be a light, an inspiration, a motivation to so many, not only people on the outside, but the fighters on the inside, you know. And with coming back with Robert, you know, you got to understand this has been my sparring partner for a few years, so we know each other well.
I think that makes for a more exciting fight. I think you guys are going to let the leather fly even more so.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I started laughing like I do. I mean, I truly respect Robert and his craft. He's a warrior just like me. He got a warrior heart just like me. See, the thing about it, Ray, many people think the mind controls everything. True enough, the mind is a terrible thing to waste, but the heart controls it all. The heart controls your mind, your body, and your soul. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have the mind to want to quit at times, but your heart just wouldn't let you do it. You know what I'm saying? Your heart overcome everything, you know?
So you mentioned the heart. So in the lead up to Luis Ortiz, Andy Ruiz, you're picking Luis Ortiz to knock out Andy Ruiz. So you shared the ring with Luis Ortiz, not on one occasion, on two occasions. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, are you picking with your heart, or are you picking with your mind, or is it a combination of both?
I'm going with my heart. Luis Ortiz is another one that has heart. Why you think so many fighters wouldn't give him the chance? And you got a guy like me looking up on there, and I'm like, guys, come on. This is what we in here for. This is a gladiator sport. Come on. Why don't give another man an opportunity to make some money that's trying to do the same damn thing you're trying to do?
Well, hasn't that been the story of your career throughout the course of your career? I mean, what you did with Luis Ortiz, what you did against Tyson Fury, given opportunities because you felt that they deserved the opportunity because you wanted the challenge. I think that's accurate, don't you?
Most definitely, you know, and it makes me feel so good as a human being knowing that I've changed lives in my profession, in my career, because no fighter really want to be in here long. We just want to make money and support our family and go home. You know what I mean? That's the reason we get in here. You don't see nobody with a silver spoon getting in this sport unless they're doing exhibitions or something like that. Not the real jungle. Because if you don't have to do it, you ain't gonna get in this ring. You might talk on the outside, but it's a different thing when you get up in the jungle.
So from a planning standpoint, you know, I know you're focused on October 15th, but have you thought about what could possibly be next? AJ and Usyk are going to fight on Saturday. You know, do you think an impressive performance goes ahead and puts you in line for that, depending on what happens with Tyson Fury, if he retires or not? We're hearing that he needs to let his intentions be known at the end of the month. Is that the fight you want next for the title? Or I know that you even mentioned, hey, Luis Ortiz and I might be able to do it again in a third time, depending on how he looks against Andy Ruiz. Where's the Bronze Bomber's mindset at?
I mean, my mind is unifying. Whatever route that takes me, the quickest route to take me to unifying, that's where I'm going, you know. I'm not ducking and dodging anyone. I never have and never will. Everyone's know that. And you know when you're fighting against me, everything depends on it. Everything. Because that's just how I think. I already know the business of boxing. It's not a sport to me. To call it a sport is a masking agent to what really it is. It's a business. And I handle the business accordingly, you know. And within the business, I love this business because it can make a poor man rich, but it also can make a rich man poor. So it's all about how you deal your cards, you know. And I love being able to motivate and inspire and change lives. And boxing have changed my life 3 or 4 times in my life, you know. And And now I'm sitting back on the end of it, enjoying this ring while I want to motivate and help a lot of other fighters. I want to motivate and help a lot of other people on the outside of the ring, because I only have until I'm 40.
So that's where you're going to 40 and that's it.
I'm done. I still want to continue my 3 fights a year.
3 fights a year?
With it, man.
I love that.
Young.
But 3 fights a year?
I'm young.
I love that.
Come on, I'm young, so I feel great, you know. I mean, like I said, when you have your happiness and your peace, you're only building from there. It's never a downfall. You know what I mean? You're only just building from there, and to have so much love around you and stuff like that, it's refreshing. You know, even when people think you're down and sad and out because of whatever reasoning they have in their head. That's why I tell people I don't live for them. I live for myself. This is a nice jacket, by the way.
Oh, appreciate it.
Always looking fly.
I appreciate it. Likewise, Chev. And the Bomb Squad back intact. I see Malik Scott's here in Las Vegas. The entire team is ready to rock and roll. Have you guys started training camp yet? Or, I mean, because I see you've been in the gym, but has training camp officially started is my question.
Yeah. My pre-training camp has started. It's been started. I've done 253 rounds in 11 days. So, and then run Monday, Wednesday.
Wait, 253 in 11 days?
253 in 11 days, and
wow.
run Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. So I've been here in Vegas with Don House and Malik, JD's, Cuz Hill, you know, all my team and stuff. We've just been enjoying it, you know, and it's been a real treat. Been going to the UFC Dana White Contender Series and watching those guys and looking at that beautiful facility he had. He had an $8 million facility over there now, the UFC, and the Apex they got over there, man. It's been beautiful to be over there, refreshing, to get so much treatment over there and training and just the loving of the people, you know. And
Will you be in LA for Ruiz and Ortiz? You're going to be watching at home on pay-per-view. I know you're in training camp, but will you be at the fight? Have you not made a decision on that yet?
I haven't made it a decision yet, but we most likely may be in camp. You know, you can't take Robert Helenius lightly. He's not one of those guys to look over. You know, many people may have their opinion of judgment inside while looking up on him inside of the ring and stuff like that. But when you have a man that got a heart of gold and a warrior mindset, a warrior's heart, it's unpredictable with what they can do. You can't look past a man like that, because with that heart, he fears nothing, especially not man. You know what I'm saying? It's do or die, and that's what Robert has. He has a do or die mentality, just like I. So, please, this is not gonna be a light fight, and I am not taking it lightly. Again, understand, I've done 253 rounds in 11 days. It's really unheard of, you know.
Well, the one thing I know about the Bronze Bomber, when it comes to any fight you're in, it's always physical. It's always exciting. It's always aggressive. And don't blink.
Or bam, baby, good night.
Deontay, appreciate it. The Bronze Bomber, he looks in great shape as always. He's slicked out. He's wearing J's, being from Chicago. He's always got Michael Jordan on. I love it. Deontay Wilder.
Bomb Squad!
He's back October 15th. We'll come back with more here in Las Vegas. Luis King Kong Ortiz, good to see Showtime Sean Porter in the house, Fox Sports analyst as well. Luis King Kong Ortiz matching up against Andy Ruiz live on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. Do not miss it. a special Labor Day weekend edition of Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. In the house, we have Deontay Wilder, spoke with the Bronze Bomber. Also, Michel Rivera, lightweight sensation as well. He is in the gym. We see Malik Scott, who's been in the corner of Deontay Wilder, but right now you're watching Luis King Kong Ortiz workout. He is led by his esteemed trainer, Herman Caicedo, as they inch closer to Sunday, September 4th on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. It'll be Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz colliding live from Crypto.com Arena, formerly known as the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time, but the action gets going 2 hours prior, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time on FS1, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time on Fox, and then subsequently the pay-per-view at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. Back to the Luis Ortiz workout.
We do a second round of questions, right?
Yeah.
King Kong in the house. Al otro lado.
He's, jumping up so high that some of the ceiling tile came down a little bit. King Kong here in Las Vegas working out on the PBC YouTube page. Sunday, September 4th, his matchup against Andy Ruiz on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view.
¿Tú vienes aquí? ¿Vienes aquí? ¿Eh? Sí, sí, yo lo voy a dejar, Miami. Que fue a gimnasio.
Un minuto ya. Un minuto y termina.
right, as Luis Ortiz is warming up, I want to talk with his esteemed trainer, Herman Caicedo. Herman, great to see you as always. Herman, we are about 2.5 weeks away until your man steps inside the ring against Andy Ruiz. How has training camp been like? I mentioned to him that at 43 years of age, what is his secret? Because he looks in phenomenal shape.
Well, he maintains a healthy lifestyle. You know, he's a family man, as everyone knows, so he's not out there in the clubs and partying and drinking and doing, you know, all the things that, you know, age you as an athlete, staying up late, you know, not getting your rest. So easy for him to do that part because, like I said, he just lives for his family. But he also stays in the gym, eats right, hydrates very, very well, you know, and you know, that's also very important for an athlete. So all credit to him because, you know, it's him doing it, you know, and it took a while because it wasn't always how he felt about hydration and nutrition, but he started to see through the help with our conditioning coach and my assistant coach Yuka to really see the benefits of it. So that's the key to any fighter, not just him.
With Andy Ruiz, you know, he is obviously the former unified heavyweight champion of the world, but Luis has been a bit more active compared to Andy. You know, he fought in January this year, a 6-round TKO over Charles Martin on New Year's Day. Do you think that him being sharp and having 2 training camps this year will benefit him to make him more sharp compared to that, or sharper compared to that of Andy Ruiz?
Well, I think there is some, you know, merit to that, yes. I think that they'll have a little bit, maybe timing down a little bit better. But, you know, high-level fighters are high-level fighters, and Andy, I'm sure by round 2 will figure it out, you know, and just be like nothing happened. The ring rust will be gone. You know, everyone kind of gets up for Luis, regardless of who the opponent is, even if it is an opponent. And they all want to, you know, in their head, you know, that's their title fight, to beat King Kong. So you can't underestimate that, you know, that factor when you fight Luis, you know. So I think that potentially it has the makings of a little bit of an advantage, but I think by round 2 or 3 that it all, you know, just evens out and it comes down to just skill, dedication, desire, who did a little bit harder of the work, who wants it more. I think it's going to come down to that, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's. I don't think it should be a big factor, but it might help early.
Deontay Wilder is predicting, he shared the ring with your man twice. You guys were very competitive fights, excellent matchups. You guys were unsuccessful in both bids for the heavyweight championship of the world, but he's predicting Luis Ortiz to knock out Andy Ruiz. What's your response to that?
Well, I mean, who would know better, you know, than Deontay? So I obviously, you know, hear the compliment and the prediction. It's still definitely a fight, and it's still, you know, no one has done that to Andy, you know, knocked him out in that way in any kind of devastating fashion. He just loses a decision or you know, just has an off day. It's going to be a battle, you know, and it's going to come down to, you know, a little bit of strategy and a lot of gut and determination, you know, and so, you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, you know, I can see why he would feel it. I mean, was in there receiving those shots and seeing exactly what Luis is made of. So, you know, that's encouraging. That's for sure. Yeah.
My final question to you is, I know I'm going to let you get back to training with Luis Ortiz ahead of his matchup against Andy Ruiz. I know you guys are preparing for a full 12 rounds. But, Herman, you and I have known each other for many years,
yes,
going on a decade. But in your heart of hearts, do you think this fight goes the distance? Because in my estimation, it does not. I think someone's getting knocked out in this fight.
No, it doesn't go the distance. Not too many of Luis's fight will go the distance. It's just some very early on in his career. He's, like he said, you know, he's getting knocked out or he's doing the knockout. We've prepared for the latter so that he's doing the knockout. And we feel that, you know, strategy-wise, Luis has a little bit more in his playbook than Andy does as far as what he can do inside the ring, regardless of his age. So with that being said, yes, I agree with you, and we're in agreement as well. But we definitely train for 15, not 12. So it's a knockout. That's for
15.
Sure. Yeah, no, we're not training for 12 rounds. It's 15 rounds. Yeah, absolutely.
Old school mentality.
Old school mentality, yeah. Just a matter of fact, just the other day, we just turned off the clock and just let them go in 12 minutes.
12 minutes? A 12-minute round?
12-minute round, yeah.
What?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's common with him. He likes to do that. So he'll just turn off the clock and just go, see who quits first. And he hasn't quit yet.
What is this, like an Iron Man match, Herman, you got going in here?
He definitely is competitive with himself. He's competitive with his sparring partners. He's competitive with me. You know, he's competitive with his daughters and son. You know, I mean, he doesn't want to lose. So.
Well, Herman, always a pleasure. We've taken up enough of your time, and we'll allow you to get back to training with your man, Luis King Kong Ortiz.
Thanks, Ray. Good to see you.
Herman Caicedo, the esteemed trainer of Luis King Kong Ortiz, joining us here in Las Vegas. If this isn't getting you more excited and more amped up, then you know what? I don't know what can get you excited for this fight. These two guys are going to go at it on Sunday, September 4th on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view as you're celebrating Labor Day weekend with your family and friends and having steaks and carne asada and whatever beverage of choice that you want. Make sure to lock it in to Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz. Back to the Luis Ortiz workout.
Yeah, most definitely.
Pasa allá, está loco.
You got it.
He doesn't have to load up either, huh?
He stops, you touch. His bar. It's very precise. You ready? That's what kills it.
I don't know if that can move like a cube and move with the cube. I don't know if he can do that. Oh, so you got speed behind me. That's so good. I feel pretty moving.
What you say?
Yeah, good, nice. That was my fault. Go.
Yeah, it's cold.
No, don't touch me. No.
All right, the workout of Luis King Kong Ortiz here in Las Vegas. Let's get Martin Bater back in here, our translator, as we will conclude this media workout and get a final couple of words from Luis Ortiz. Luis, you are a southpaw. I know that Andy Ruiz has fought various styles before, but do you think that being a southpaw is going to give Andy some issues?
¿Sentís que el ser zurdo le va a crear problemas a Andy?
Bueno, no sé, no sé, yo voy a hacer mi trabajo. No sé si le causará. Lo que le va a causar trabajo es mi trabajo.
I really don't know. I'm going to focus on me, do my job, and what's going to cause him trouble is what I do inside the ring, regardless of the style that I have.
Assuming you get your hand raised on Sunday, September 4th, is the next step to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world? You have AJ and Usyk rematching this weekend, but do you want the winner of that fight?
Bueno, digamos que ganás el 4 de septiembre. ¿Te gustaría tener al ganador de la pelea de AJ contra Usyk para una pelea por el campeonato mundial?
Así somos nosotros los boxeadores. Queremos siempre pelear por los mejores, peleamos por llegar al top, que es lo del cinturón por the world title. Yeah, of course.
That's how we are as fighters. We always want to fight the best for the biggest prizes. We want to reach the top of the mountain, and there's no exception with me.
If you were to defeat Andy Ruiz on Sunday, September 4th on Fox Sports BBC pay-per-view, would this be the biggest win of your career so far in your pro career?
Si llegas a ganarle a Andy Ruiz en el Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view del 4 de septiembre, ¿dirías que esta es la victoria más importante de tu carrera?
Todas son importantes. Todas, como dije, cada campamento es diferente. Cada campamento es más importante. Ahí siempre sigue. Para mí, cada pelea me es más importante porque me acerca a volver a pelear por título.
Every fight is important. You know why? Because every fight gets me closer to what I really want, which is fighting for the title. So I keep going after bigger and bigger things until I get what I want, which is fighting for the
Para
title.
mí todas las peleas son de título.
Yeah, the fights for the title, those are the ones that are the biggest ones.
The last time you fought at Crypto.com Arena, it was known as Staples Center, but you were successful in knocking out Razvan Kajanu in the second round. Are you hoping to recreate that magic coming up in a few weeks?
¿Querés volver a recrear esa magia que tuviste en el estadio Crypto.com de Los Ángeles con ese knockout en el second round que tuviste en aquel entonces? ¿Crees que podés volver a tener esa magia dentro del ring?
Of course, King Kong is ready for any fight.
Hey, his English has gotten pretty good with that, ladies and gentlemen. We bid you farewell for now from Las Vegas. Luis King Kong Ortiz. Also, we appreciate Deontay Wilder, Ra'eese Aleem, Herman Caicedo. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Luis Ortiz Media Workout. Luis, have a great couple of weeks, and we'll see you during fight week in about a week and a half.
Bueno, que tengas una gran preparación final y te veremos el 4 de septiembre en la pelea.
Yeah. Eso espero. I'm waiting for September 4th. In Crystal Arena, you know, I'm waiting for win. I'm waiting for fight Andy. Thank you for everything, for everybody. King Kong is here.
King Kong is here, and King Kong will be there on Sunday, September 4th. Crypto.com Arena, Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. Luis Ortiz, Andy Ruiz, don't miss it. So long from Las Vegas.